Hey peeps, welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about the BIS list. I know P3 has already launched and we're in week 1. This video is a little late. I completely forgot about it with all the preparation for the race, but let's talk about it anyway. So first up, in this phase, there aren't really many options per slot. There is most likely only one. Nonetheless, let's get into this. So first up, we obviously want to get Crown of the Flame. This is like a 397 item level. It's better than the head because the head is crit haste. We don't really like crit. This is spirit haste, super good. Higher item level, better stats, red gem slot, perfect. Then for our neck, there's only 2 options really. You can either get the Relic one, which is spirit mastery, or the Major Domo one. Of course, the Major Domo one is BIS. It has a gem slot. It gives haste mastery, which is also really good. But until then, you can also take the Relic neck, obviously, because it is an upgrade. Then for our 4 pieces, is going to be the shoulders, chest, hands, and pants. As like I said here, we're going to take the head as an off piece. For the bag, technically the Wings of Flame from Alley Racer seems a little bit higher than the Shroud of Endless Grief. I think it's like 60 DPS or something. We can test because I simmed it in BIS. So while I'm talking, we can sim this. Then for the bracers, there is really only one option. You can get the Valor bracers. That's a little bit of an upgrade from the last tier. And then obviously the Relic bracers have amazing stats. So obviously those are the ones we want. There isn't really anything else you can do. For the weapon, of course, it's going to be Dragon Wrath. You know, this is just the best caster weapon. It's going to be BIS for the whole game. And our sim is done. It's 66 DPS loss. So it's literally a 66 DPS increase to get the BIS cape. Other classes get a little bit more from it as far as I know. So this isn't like a high prio. I think I made a video about like what loot you should prio. If you care about that, you should definitely watch it. So if you can't get this, the best thing is going to be the off pieces. Or off piece, I mean like main hand, offhand. Obviously, it's going to still be Ragnar's weapon. It's going to be the haste spirit weapon. And then you're going to obviously take the Ward of the Red Widow. That's gonna be your other option if you're not gonna get the staff early on. Obviously, there's also Eye of Purification that's really good, and then also the Trash Drop if you upgrade it. For the Relic, both are fine, both work. The actual BIS list uses this one, which is Mastery Haste. You can get this one. It's, I think, better early on because it's going to be spirit, which obviously, you know, gives you hit, meaning that's most likely something you're going to reforge anyway because you're going to get other gear pieces. You have to reforge around a lot. At the end, it doesn't matter which one you take. I just went for the Plume of Aviana instead of the Gopher and Vial. It, like I said, doesn't really matter. Then for the waist, we have this one. This waist is from the Avengers of Hydro Honored. So everyone can get this. It just takes rep. So if you're doing rep runs or anything, this is going to be our BIS. There isn't anything else that we can take. No clue what that is, but that does, I'm pretty sure, not drop. So this is the only option. I mean, it has crit haste, obviously not the best. We're gonna go from crit to mastery, as you can see here, because crit is just that bad. For the boots, these are the boots. As you can see, they're like a little better item level wise. They do have crit as a step with spirit. Obviously that's not that great, but they are an upgrade, so that's the one we obviously want. And then we reforge the crit to haste. This is a very good option, also the only one, and it comes from Shannock, so it's quite easy to obtain. Then we have 2 Avengers of Hydro Rings. So this one obviously has Spirit Mastery. This one has Hit and Haste. As you guys know, Haste is the stat that we want the most of because it gives us more spell cast rather than a random chance to get a 75% damage cast. Hit and Spirit is basically the same thing. Spirit just gives you out of combat regen, mana regen. So it doesn't really matter. So taking the hit haste ring is obviously the best option. It's, like I said, the same thing than spirit, so it doesn't really matter. For the other ring, we have the Crystal Prison Band, which is from Shannox. Obviously, it does have mastery crit, so we're going to be reforging the crit to haste. There isn't really any other option. You can probably not do the tech where you take both of these rings because there's not the different ranks of rings. Usually there was always like a friendly ring, an honored ring. There's nothing like this, I'm pretty sure, so it doesn't work. So this is the only option you can really have, or of course the Valor ring to get over to the BIS ring. Then for our trinkets, we're going to use the Darkmoon Card Volcano and Lightning Capacitator. The reason why Darkmoon Card Volcano is so strong, or rather why it's still used, is just due to the fact there isn't a second good trinket from Firelands. If there was, we would be using it. Necromantic Focus is really bad because first of all it gives us mastery, and it's only each time you deal a periodic spell damage effect, as in flame shock ticks, and those don't happen that often, especially on single targets, so this isn't really that good for us. Plus the Darkmoon card but does have a low cooldown, high proc chance, gives you a lot of intellect. It is a really good option, obviously. This is basically what you're going to be running. In Dragon Soul, we're going to be obviously replacing Dark Moon card, but it's a very good investment, obviously. And then, like always, there's going to be this caster trinket for every single caster, which is the lightning capacitator, which makes a comeback from 2 billion versions that have been in the game before. Works amazing on us, as you can see here with these little exclamation marks. As it shows here, as you can see, it still says your lightning bolt has a 30% chance to reduce the remaining cooldown by 4 seconds. That got updated. If you click on or rather hover over the little exclamation mark, you can see it says here 2 set requires some testing. But the effect from 4.2, your damaging spells have a chance to reset the remaining cooldown, blah, 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 are there. Then with this one here, it says that the current proc rate is 50% confirmed on PTR. And it says that we have the 3% damage buff, which comes from this here. And we also have the 8% spell damage debuff on the boss or mobs. Also increase the damage of this. This is the whole bis list. You want to have as many red gems as possible. As you can see down here, we have 12 red gems. We have 1 orange gem, which is used to get the socket bonus, which is worth it because you're getting 20 intellect from the socket bonus. So you're getting a total of 80 intellect plus the little haste. If you put in 2 red sockets, you're still getting 40 intellect, but not the haste. This is everything. I hope this gave you a little bit of information, and I shall see you in the next video.